Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद जी की जय। Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. I sincerely apologize for stopping your such ecstatic chanting, but we'll proceed to our next session, which is going to be the Srimad Bhagavatam Katha. But prior to that, I would go ahead and read the 10 offenses of the holy name, which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. They are as follows. Number 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigod like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And 10 is to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses and in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank you all and I invite you all on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Let us move to our the next session. Prior to that, if you could kindly unmute yourself, devotees, and allow me to welcome you all in this platform. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण मीना माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Preeti Devi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining every day. Thank you for your wonderful chanting and our association, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvindaksh Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for consistently joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Prabhuji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Neena Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji. Please, please, please keep blessing all of us, Mataji. You're such an inspiration to all of us. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. All glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call and hosting it, Mataji. Thank you. Welcome.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी
Go ahead, Mata.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to your beautiful, consistent chanting, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Your Guru Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your services. Thank you so much for every day joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference called Mataji. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Babu Prabhuji, you raised your hand. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association, Prabhuji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna. Devotees, today we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj will be giving his association to us. He'll be our keynote speaker on the Srimad Bhagavatam today. He's going to enlighten us. Prior to his joining, I will borrow a few moments from you and provide a brief introduction for His Holiness. Now, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he's also an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947, and Maharaj came in contact with the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the tender age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City, and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm Community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyasi order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as a resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013, when he relocated to Karlovac in Croatia in Europe. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of varnashrama and spiritual ecology. Not sure, I think it might be available on Amazon already. Devotees, it was a brief introduction for His Holiness. Please feel free to unmute yourself and continue to announce your name, and so we can welcome you all on Bhakti Sangha. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Srimati from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for hosting the class.
Hare Krishna, Srimati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving us your kind association, Mataji. Please keep joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Vrinda.
Haribol, Vrinda Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Welcome. Please keep joining us. And your questions are always wonderful.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Gauri Devi Bhajan from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shamaguri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to your wonderful association. Please keep blessing us, Mataji. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for
I need your
joining
blessing,
and
Mataji.
Mataji, please, thank you so much for
Thank you, Mataji.
hosting
Hare
this.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Devotees, we don't have Maharaj. He hasn't yet joined. Would you like to join me for a little kirtan? Or would you like to continue chanting?
We can chant Mataji until Maharaj joins.
Wonderful. Let's continue chanting.
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Mataji, Maharaj has joined.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all our Guru Maharajas. All glories to you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful association. We are so fortunate to have you. Whenever you have some time, Maharaj, we will continue from Canto 7. And we are in chapter 15 on verse number 68. You may
Thank you.
take.
My obeisances to all devotees. Om Gyantamidandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Valitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Yata huyam nipadeva duschayad apadganan uttaratatmana prabhaho yapada panke ruha sevaya bhavan aharasin nirjita diggajakratum. O King Yudhisthira, because of your service to the Supreme Lord, all of you Pandavas defeated the greatest dangers posed by innumerable kings and demigods. By serving the lotus feet of Krishna, you conquered great enemies who were like elephants, and thus you collected ingredients for sacrifice. By his grace, May you be delivered from material involvement. Purport. Placing himself as an ordinary householder, Maharaj Yudhisthira inquired from Narada Muni how a Griha Muradi, a person who is entangled in household life and who thus continues to remain a fool, can be delivered. Narada Muni encouraged Maharaj Yudhisthira by saying, "You are already on the safe side because you, along with your entire family, have become a pure devotee of Krishna. By Krishna's grace, the Pandavas conquered in the battle of Kurukshetra, and you are saved from many dangers posed not only by kings, but sometimes even by the demigods. Thus, there are practical examples of how to live in security and safety by the grace of Krishna. Everyone should follow the example of the Pandavas, who showed how to be saved by the grace of Krishna. Our Krishna conscious movement is intended to teach how everyone can live peacefully in this material world, and at the end of life return home back to Godhead. In the material world, there are always dangers at every step. Padam padam ya vipadam natesham. Nevertheless, if one takes shelter of Krishna without hesitation and keeps up under the shelter of Krishna, he can easily cross the ocean of nations. Samasrita ye padapalavam plavam mahatpadam punya somarare. To the devotee, this great ocean of nations becomes like a puddle of water in the hoofprint of a calf. A poor devotee, without embarrassing himself by trying for elevation in so many ways, stays in the safe position, in the safest position as servant of Krishna. And thus his life is eternally safe without a doubt. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyana Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavali Pacharye Nirvisesa Sunyavari Paschatya Desatarine Panchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhupe Vachapatitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So those who live in family life, there are two categories. One is called Griha Medi and the other one is called Grihas. Griha Medi is a family that centers their activities around material sense gratification, trying to reinforce their life with various types of amenities for material comfort and sense enjoyment. They're called Grihamedis. That means, Grihamedi means miser, one who considers his home his palace and no one else has any jurisdiction. In other words, they live simply to support family members and enjoy sense gratification. That's all. That's the majority of the living entities in the material world today. You have your big house, you have your nice car, you have your job somewhere, and you're out to work every day at 6:30 in the morning. You're leaving the house, come back at 5:30 at night. You work all day, you get some money, you go home, you're tired, and then you enjoy with your wife, and then you go to sleep after eating a big supper. And this is the life of a hog and a dog. It doesn't have any real benefit to it. And success seems by how much money you can collect and how much you can enjoy your senses through sense gratification. which is very meager. And so this is called Grihameti. And then we have Grihasta. Grihasta means one who lives with family for the sake of executing the goal of life, which is Krishna consciousness. And that is that the family members come together, hear and chant the glories of the Lord, worship the Lord in his deity form, and take food offered to the Lord, which is considered sanctified food or prasadam. And they associate with and serve each other and others also who are doing the same thing, with the goal of coming to the spiritual platform and ultimately traversing to the spiritual world at the time of death. So the principle is to stay engaged in devotional service. It says here, Prabhupada says, once you take shelter in devotional service and stay in that shelter, not just leave it after some time, thinking it's just another thing to do, and I did it for a while, therefore I have to try something different, something new. No, devotional service is the only shelter away from the suffering of this material world, because devotional service is not within the realm of the material world, which is governed by the three energies known as passion, goodness, and ignorance. Spiritual activities are under the Daivi Shakti, or the spiritual energy, headed by Srimati Radharani, who is the Bhakti Devi personified. And when we engage in devotional service, we take shelter of the instructions given by the spiritual master and the previous acharyas, who also are in line with the spiritual master. And we perform various activities. We cook for Krishna and take his remnants. We maintain the family in such a way that each person has an opportunity to perform devotional service. Everyone plays their role according to their family position, but everything is centered around Krishna. Sometimes we say that when there's a husband and a wife, there's also Krishna. That means that there is that element which makes the family spiritual, or what we say successful. But material life is always interfering with and coming into whatever enclave of spiritual arrangements we have made. So one has to be very much diligent to not to allow material sense gratification to enter into family life. And what is that? When one sees their family members as parts and parcels of Krishna. My child, my wife, my husband, even my relatives, who are they? They're related to me on the material level, and they're also related to me on the spiritual level. But the spiritual level is eternal, and the material level is simply temporary, and the material level is full of struggle, where the spiritual level is full of happiness. So what is that spiritual consciousness? That I'm in the mood of serving those living entities who I've connected with in my family relationships, because I am serving Krishna by serving them. And of course, there is a method for service. The parents take care of the children on the material level, but give them guidance and instructions. If the children grow up and do not have proper guidance from their parents towards the goal of life, then they will also end up under the influence of the material energy, struggling their whole life for something that is eventually going to be lost in due course of time. So therefore one has to see, well, this is, I call it my child, but it's actually Krishna's part and parcel. Because every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, Jiver Surupai Krishna and Nityadas. No one has any, what we say, permanent identity outside of their relationship with Krishna. The material identities are ephemeral and always changing. And you see in family life nowadays, people have a hard time staying in family life and developing family life because of the pressures. And at the same time, people are motivated by selfishness. Griha Meda means selfishness. So I get married so I can enjoy in a certain way. I have children so I can be proud of some example of my extension of my life. They look like me, they even talk like me. So people get enamored by their kids, you know. And sometimes their kids are not as good as the other kids, and so they feel a little unhappy because their kids are not as better achievers as the neighbors' kids. So there's always some competition on a material platform for some kind of distinction. So there's one thing after another. But here, Yudhisthira Maharaj, I mean, the Pandavas were outnumbered by the Kurus, greatly outnumbered. The Kurus had, I think, 13 Aksahini divisions of soldiers, where the Pandavas only had 9. And the Pandavas were outnumbered, and they were out strength too. Bhishma Dev was on the side of the Kurus, and Bhishma Dev alone could have annihilated the whole Pandava army if he wanted to. He had that power, because he had the power that he could not die unless he wanted to. And then you had other great fighters like Duryodhana, and also Dronacharya, Karna. I mean, these were really Maharathis in the best. There was no one that could fight with these persons, not even Arjuna. But because Krishna was there on the side of the Pandavas were victorious. So looking at it from a material point of view, the odds were greatly stacked against the Pandavas. But because Krishna was there, that's the difference. 1 + 1 = 1, 1 - 1 = 1. When you have Krishna, you have everything. And when you don't have Krishna, you might have everything, but you have nothing, actually. So keeping connected with Krishna by serving Krishna is the success of one's life and the happiness that comes by way of that success. And so one has to learn the art of devotional service, which is there in the instructions given by the acharyas, and of course, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, has taught the whole process of bhakti, and he's given so many explanations of the process in his lectures and in his books. So it's a great process. The science is given by Rupa Goswami in the book Nectar of Devotion. It's incumbent upon anyone who is seriously serving in devotional service to read and study the book Nectar of Devotion. It's the handbook for execution of devotional service. It's required. It is the foundation by when one knows what to do, what not to do, and how to do what to do. So it's everything's there in Nectar Devotion. Okay, so this is the basic principles here. And again, we see Yudhisthira, he's humble. I mean, he's noted for his humility. And therefore he's thinking, I'm entangled in household life, and what is my hope for any success? But Narada says, no, you're on the safe side, because you and your entire family have become pure devotees of Krishna. And therefore, Krishna is always with you. He never leaves you. Krishna never leaves his pure devotee. So to become a pure devotee means to capture Krishna. There is 2 things. I belong to Krishna and Krishna belongs to me. I belong to Krishna is glorious, but it's weaker then Krishna belongs to me. Krishna belongs to me has much more spiritual strength because, of course, one has to qualify. That means one has to become a pure devotee before one can actually make that declaration that Krishna belongs to me. And pure devotees, for them, Krishna becomes their assistant, their servant. He takes care of them constantly and always guides them, and at the same time is always there ready to accept their service and purify them through the process of what is it called? Ananya Bhakti, or that bhakti that is free from personal motivation, like that. So Prabhupada said here, one has to take shelter of Krishna without hesitation. I mean, we have to take shelter of so many things. The material world offers so many shelters out there. What do you want to put yourself under and expect that to give you satisfaction, happiness, and protection? There's nothing that can do that. Not even the greatest and powerful governments can do that. Only Krishna can do that, because Krishna is the all-powerful personality, and he controls everything at all times and in all situations. And so keeping under the control of Krishna after you take shelter of Krishna, as Prabhupada said, one can cross this ocean. Material life is compared to an ocean. An ocean is very vast and very deep. No one can understand no one can measure the ocean. It's not possible. You can take 1 billion gallons of water out of the ocean, and the ocean is it's not even noticed. The ocean is so vast and so deep. And to cross the ocean, you have to have a suitable boat with a suitable captain and favorable winds. So the captain is the spiritual master, the boat is devotional service, and the winds are following the rules and regulations that make up the process of devotional service. Then it says that it's no longer an ocean, it sinks or shrinks to the size of a footprint of a calf. So if you see a footprint of a calf, sometimes it rains, there's a little puddle made by that imprint. And then one sees that, they can just walk over it. So this material ocean becomes easy to cross by the boat of devotional service under the guidance of Krishna's pure representative, the spiritual master. Otherwise, if we don't cross this ocean, we will be on the shore of another ocean in our next life, again having to cross the ocean. So don't wait for next life. Don't think, well, I can just do so much this life, and then I'll start where I left off next life. One cannot calculate that way, because Krishna knows your heart. And if he knows you're calculating, he'll recalculate your calculating, and your calculations won't work. So one has to realize that one has to be serious, because this is serious business. We take a lot of things serious in life, but take life seriously. And that is, what is the purpose of this life? Is to, again, attain eternal life. That life that is not destroyed by anything material. That life that is eternal. And in that eternal life, there is complete and full knowledge, and there is unlimited joy. And there's a variety of activities which make up the activities of complete knowledge and complete happiness. So that's available by the grace of Lord Chaitanya, who's come to give us that process of devotional service. So if one carefully and regularly, without any deviation, chants the holy names of the Lord, freeing themselves from all offenses, and serves the devotees nicely, and hears Srimad Bhagavatam, just like we're doing now. This is a wonderful exercise, because it awakens our desire to achieve perfection in life. And it also helps us to understand deeper who is Krishna and what is our relationship with Krishna. Bhagavatam is not a option. It's part of the process of spiritual development that's required to hear Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. One should hear every day Srimad Bhagavatam or read Srimad Bhagavatam every day, associate with and serve devotees. We have so many temples. Temples are made for bringing devotees together. Temples are not simply there for deity worship. Deity worship is secondary. The purpose of Prabhupada's establishing temples is to bring the devotees together in one place so they can associate and serve the Lord together. So that association is the main business of temples, to create that environment where devotees can serve and associate together. And take Krishna Prasadam, food offered to the Lord. Krishna Prasadam is always nice. Even people from the outside, when they taste Krishna Prasadam, they think, I've never tasted anything so nice. Why? Because when Krishna accepts the Prasadam, it becomes transformed into something very, very transcendental or very, very, very relishable. It is Krishna's mercy that makes Prasadam what it is. And that's the actual understanding. Prasadam means the mercy of Krishna. But this is the process. If we continue to do that, organize our day from the time we get up in the morning to the time we take rest at night, center all the activities on Krishna, no matter what the activities are, then our life will be happy and, as Prabhupada said, peaceful. This is a practical example of how to live in security and safety by the grace of Krishna. And people are thinking of safety nowadays as the world becomes more and more turbulent. There's so much turmoil in the world at any time. It's like being in a bamboo forest with a high wind. You know, when bamboos are together and the wind comes, the bamboos touch each other by the blowing of the wind, and a friction starts. And when that friction starts, then fire starts, and then there's a forest. Then there's a fire in the bamboo forest. So material life is like that. There's the high winds of discontent all over the world. And then there's the bamboo of the living entities who are struggling in this material world. And sooner or later, things become, what we say, impossible to organize even on the material level. And then there's calamities such as war, pestilence, inflation, disease, poverty, turbulences. The list is endless. So we can be off, as it says here, one can be saved from all of that, even the slightest amount of difficulties, by the grace of Krishna through the process of devotional service. But the real benefit is that we awaken our love for Krishna, which is the affair of the heart, which brings ultimate happiness and eternal life. So use family life for entering into the family of Krishna, or into the spiritual family. And then that family life becomes, what we say, joyful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for this beautiful, short and simple, but very potent class. Yeah, I had one quick question. I mean, you so nicely said that I belong to Krishna and Krishna belongs to me. But the statement to think that Krishna belongs to me is a weaker statement. Would you elaborate a little bit more on that, Maharaj? Please?
No, it's the more powerful statement.
Powerful.
I belong to Krishna is a weaker statement.
Right. And why is that? I belong to Krishna is a weaker statement, you think?
Because we all belong to Krishna, but how many actually can say Krishna belongs to me? That's only the pure devotees can say that.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. And Maharaj, you were saying so nicely that
Why
yes.
did you call my class short? I gave a half hour.
Oh, no, it wasn't short, Maharaj. It's just that I'd like to hear you for so much long. So it seemed like it finished very quickly. So yeah, I mean, like it's great. I mean, good things, it seems for a very short time that they don't last longer. That's how I felt, but I didn't mean to.
Okay. I thought I cheated somebody or something.
Maharaj,
Okay.
one quick clarification. I mean, you said so nicely that take life seriously, right? So we
You
should
have to.
take shelter of Krishna. So once we shed this body, we can go into Krishna's family. Now, the question arrived, in order to enter Golok Dham, we need to have a spiritual body, right,
Yeah,
Maharaj?
you have a spiritual body. You just have to get rid of the material one. That's all.
I
Your
see.
spiritual body is already there.
Where is that, Maharaj, the spiritual body?
Inside of your material body, it's there.
I see. Okay.
It's
So,
the soul has form.
mhm. So do we have like different consciousness level? Like we have like this is the food body, and then we have the subtle body, and then we have the mental body, and then we have the blissful body. Is that the one, the blissful body you're saying it's a spiritual body, Maharaj?
It's the soul. All of these other bodies that you mentioned are material. The soul is spiritual. It has nothing to do with anything material. It's unique in itself because it belongs to Krishna. It's you. You are that body. You are not this material body. This is just some dress you acquired by coming into the material world.
So Maharaj, a pure devotee, once they shed, like the moment they cross over, once they leave these bodies, they also immediately leave their subtle body and they acquire the spiritual body to.
No, they getting rid of the material body and the subtle body, which is the gross and gross body and subtle body. Then then you're in your spiritual body. But the spiritual body cannot live in this material world without the material body. So once you finish the material world, you can attain to your spiritual body.
Maharaj, when does that transformation happens that we leave also our subtle body to acquire the spiritual body?
What do you mean when? It can happen whenever you become a pure devotee. As soon as you become a pure devotee, you're no longer on the material platform. And when you leave the body in pure consciousness, then your soul, you, goes back to the spiritual world. This body just stays here, and it's just just a lump of earth, water, fire, air, ether. It just dissolves into something. We're not, we don't align the material body with the spiritual body. They're two different entities all in itself. The spiritual body in the material world is the imprisonment of the spiritual body. The spiritual body in the spiritual body in the spiritual world is its natural inhabitant. We don't belong in this world.
So, Maharaj, like once after this life, let's say we have a intense desire to be with Lord Krishna. So, as far as I understand, I've heard from other Bhagavatam class. So, once we leave this material body, we will have one more life in another universe with Lord Krishna.
Maybe.
Maybe.
These are general principles. You can't take a general principle and make it an absolute principle. A general principle is the tendency of how things may happen. An absolute principle is you can go back home in this life. So that's up to you. The strength of your bhakti will determine whether you have to come back for another life somewhere in the material world, or you can attain directly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Goda Sustena Maha. He's made the process quite simple. Then you can attain perfection in one life. But that's rare, but it's possible. Rare doesn't mean impossible. Rare means very few, but it's possible. Depends on the strength of your bhakti. Bhakti comes in different degrees. You want to know what pure bhakti is? We got Gauranga Priya. She's here again, so Gauranga Priya will tell you what pure bhakti is. So go ahead, Gauranga Priya. Give us that Manaso Geho Geho. Listen
Yeah,
to this.
Guru Maharaj. Another song is there in Saranagati, Krishna Nam Dhari Kato Bal. In there, it is explained how can I get spiritual body from this mundane body and subtle body.
You know the song?
One is there, Krishna Nam Dhari Kato Bal. If you get the translation of that song, there it is explained how can I get transcendental body from subtle body and mundane body.
What
What
was
is-
the name, Mataji? You said Krishna?
Krishna naam dhare kato bol.
Acha.
You're a Bengali too, Nina, so two
Yes.
Bengalis are talking now. She's Bengali also. We can talk in Bengali if you can't understand in English.
So
Please
fine.
accept my humble
Krishna
obeisances.
Naam
Guru
Dhare
Maharaj.
Kato Bal. Beautiful.
Okay, see if you can find it. Usually we sing Manaso Deho Geho, you'll get you more, but this is Gaurangi Priya is going to enlighten us with something higher.
There
There you go, Indulekha Mataji just shared it.
Go ahead, sing the song.
Am I saying Guru Maharaj?
Yeah.
Yeah. Krishna naam dhare kato bal. Krishna naam dhare kato bal. বিষয় বাসনা নালে মোর চিত্ত সদা জলে রবিতপ্ত মরুভূমি সম কর্ণরন্ধ্র পথ দিয়া হৃদি মাঝে প্রবেশিয়া বরিশায় সুধায় অনুপম হৃদয় হইতে বলে জিহ্বার অগ্রেতে চলে শব্দ রূপে নাচে অনুক্ষণ কণ্ঠে মোর ভঙ্গে স্বর অঙ্গ কাঁপে থর থর স্থির হইতে না পারে চরণ চোখে ধারা দেহে ঘর্ম পুলকিত সব চর্ম বিবর্ণ হইল কলেবর মূর্ছিত হইল মন প্রলয়ের আগমন ভাবে সর্ব দেহ জ্বর জ্বর করিয়া তো উপদ্রব চিত্তে বর্ষে সুধা দ্রব মোরে ডারে প্রেমের সাগরে কিছু না বুঝিতে দিল মোরে তো বাতুল কইল মোর চিত্ত বৃত্ত সব হরে লইন আশ্রয় যার হেন ব্যবহার তার বর্ণিতে না পারি এ সকল কৃষ্ণ নাম ইচ্ছাময় যাহে যাহে সুখী হয় সেই মোর সুখের সম্বল প্রেমের কলিকা নাম অদ্ভুত রসের ধাম হেন বল করায় প্রকাশ ঈশত বিকোষী পূর্ণ দেখায় নিজ রূপ গুণ চিত্ত হরি লয় কৃষ্ণ পাশ পূর্ণ বিকশিত হইয়া ব্রজে মরে যায় লইয়া দেহে দেখায় মোরে স্বরূপ বিলাস মোরে সিদ্ধ দেহ দিয়া কৃষ্ণ পাশে রাখে গিয়া এ দেহের করে সর্বনাশ কৃষ্ণ নাম চিন্তামণি অখিল রসের খনি নিত্য মুক্ত শুদ্ধ রসময় নামের বালাই যত সবল হই হত তবে মোরে সুখের উদয় হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে
Jai.
নাম ধারে কতবার হরে কৃষ্ণ গুরু মহারাজ please accept my humble
Jai ho.
Very
Beautiful,
good.
beautiful.
Very nice.
Translation. Nina.
Yeah, we'll read the translation.
Yeah.
Mataji is sharing translation of the song. How much power does the name of Krishna possess? My heart constantly burns in the fire of worldly desires, like a desert scorched by the sun. The
Desert.
holy name entering within my heart through the holes of my ears showers unparalleled nectar upon my soul. The holy name speaks from within my heart. moves up to the tip of my tongue and constantly dances on it in the form of the transcendental sound. My throat becomes choked up, my body violently trembles, and my feet move uncontrollably. Rivers of tears flow from my eyes. Perspiration pours from my body. My body thrills with rapture, causing my hair to stand on end and my skin to turn pale and discolored. My mind grows faint and I begin to experience devastation. My entire body is shattered in the flood of ecstasies. While causing such an aesthetic disturbance, the holy name showers liquid nectar on my heart and drowns me in the ocean of divine love of Godhead. He does not allow me to understand anything, for he has made me truly mad and has stolen away my heart and all my wealth. Such is the behavior of him who is now my only shelter. I am not capable of describing all this. The holy name of Krishna is independent and thus acts at its own sweet will. In whatever way he becomes happy, that is also my way of happiness. The holy name is the bud of the flower of divine love, the abode of devotion's wonderful mellows. Such is the power that he manifests, that although he displays his power only slightly, he reveals his own divine form and qualities, steals my heart, and takes it to Krishna. Being fully manifest, the holy name of takes me to Vraja and reveals to me his own love dalliance. He gives to me my own divine eternal body, keeps me near Krishna, and completely destroys this mortal frame of mine. Okay. The name of Krishna is touchstone, a mine of all devotional mellows, eternally liberated, and the embodiment of pure rasa. When all impediments of the pure chanting of the holy name are taken away and destroyed, then my happiness will know its true awakening. How wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Jai Ho.
Very well.
Beautiful. Thank you for taking us to the spiritual world. So, is there any doubt?
Hare Krishna, who wrote this song? Is there any lyrics? Who wrote the song? So
This Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, it's from Saranagati. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is one of the internal associates, the eternal associates of Krishna in the spiritual world. He is actually a Manjari. His name is Kamala Manjari. He knows who he is in the spiritual world, actually. And he's describing for us his experiences in this material world in devotion.
Maharaj, when pure devotees like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when they descend here in the mortal world, do they continue to have their spiritual body existing parallelly in that world, just like Lord Krishna?
For the Nitya Siddhas, yes. There are Nitya Siddhas and Sadhana Siddhas. There are pure devotees who become pure devotees through the process of pure devotional service. And then there's pure devotees who leave the material world to come to leave the spiritual world to come to the material world to do the work of Krishna in the material world. They stay in the spiritual world at the same time they are functioning here in the material world in pure devotional service. So there's two kinds. There's Nitya Siddha, Sadhana Siddha, and then there's a third one called Kripa Siddha. That's those who become fully purified by the mercy of a great personality. So yeah, you're referring to the Nitya Siddhas. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, I believe, is a Nitya Siddha. His son, Bhakti Siddhanta, was definitely a Nitya Siddha. Srila Prabhupada is also on Nitya Siddha.
So Maharaj, if we strive, we can become sadhana siddha or kripa siddha with your kripa.
You have to get
I'm
kripa.
trying to find a shortcut. Sorry.
Watch, don't change the philosophy. Kripa siddha is very rare, but it is possible. But that's by the mercy of Krishna coming through a particular great soul in this world. That means Prabhupada gives the analogy of what Kripa Siddha is. Sometimes a university will award an honorary degree to a person who's achieved so many things, but that person has not gone to the university. That's called honorary degree. So that's what Nitya Siddhas, Kripa Siddhas are special. But sadhana siddhas, that's most of us who are trying to become pure through the process of devotional service. But even amongst those who are trying to become pure, there are also nitya siddhas amongst. So to recognize a nitya siddha is not easy because they act like a sadhana siddha. But internally, they are fully absorbed in Krishna, and they never leave Krishna ever at any moment. Yeah, you're on mute, Nina.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Gauranga Priya Mataji, you had a question for His Holiness?
Karangi Priya.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. I am asking when one sadhan siddha devotee gets success in his or her sadhana, what is the difference between one sadhan siddha and nitya siddha?
At that point, there is no difference. Perfection is perfection.
Thank you.
The goal is the same, but the means or the way to achieve the goal is slightly different. That's all. But the goal is the same. So when you reach the goal, everyone is on the same level. No difference. Thank you.
You're muted again, Nina Mataji.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a question in the chat where Sadhvi Mataji was asking, may I humbly ask, how do one get to be pure?
By following the pure process, by acting purely, which is the process of pure devotional service. So, Abhiyalat Sita Sunya Jnana Kamanarvitam Anukulena Krishna Silanam Bhakti Uttama. You have to know what is pure devotional service, and then you have to apply those principles that make up that pure devotional service. There's devotional service that are mixed, and there's devotional service that is pure. And so when we start off, generally we're in the mixed devotional. So there's Karma Mishra Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, Bhakti mixed with other spiritual processes such as desire for liberation, the desire for fruitive gain. These are all mixed. Pure devotional service is the nature of the soul. And the science is given to us, the process is given to us by Lord Chaitanya through the works of the six Goswamis, particularly Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. That's why Krishna Das Kaviraj, when he writes the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the last verse, he says he offers his respective obeisances to Rupa and Raghunath, his two gurus, who teach the process of pure devotional service. All of the Goswamis are pure devotees, but they have different, not moods, the moods are the same, but they have different ways of executing devotional service, slightly different. Rupa Goswami is the Abhidheya Acharya. He heard from Lord Chaitanya for 10 days at Asvamedha Ghat in Prayag. And what is the process of devotional service? Later on, he wrote that down in the form of Nectar of Instructions, Nectar of Devotion, Ujjwala Nilamani. These are books that teach pure devotional service. And the words of Srila Prabhupada are the process of pure devotional service also.
Thank you, Maharaj. Sri Devi Mataji, you had a question for His Holiness?
Yes, please. Thank you, Nina. Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for this wonderful lecture once again. Guru Maharaj, in the course of the class, you said that pure devotees, Nitya Siddhas, they act like Sadhana Siddhas. So they're very difficult to recognize. So does it mean that only a pure devotee can recognize another pure devotee?
Generally, that's the case, because there is two paths. There's the exoteric path and the esoteric path. The esoteric path is the internal path, and the exoteric path is the activities of devotional service that we perform. So those who are on the esoteric path, who are steeped in the mood of bhakti internally, they still act externally on the exoteric path. They don't exhibit their transcendental moods of devotion in public or in Lord Chaitanya. And you see, he followed that path, but then when it came to the ecstasies of devotional service at the house of Srivas Thakur, when they were doing kirtan in the evening, he would go deep into the internal mood. So devotees have two moods, the internal and external. So we always follow the external, but internal develops at one time, and then it becomes the main focus, and that is those on the pure devotional service. So only those who are on that same level can recognize those on that same level, because they don't exhibit their internal moods for a number of reasons. We'll cover that in this is going to be one of the main topics in the Manashiksha presentation at the retreat.
So for us sadhakas, just practicing and just learning about bhakti, is it better to treat everyone like because we don't know and we don't want to make offenses, better to treat everyone else as pure devotee because we don't know, they could be, and we shouldn't make offenses to anyone.
You treat everyone properly, with respect, according to their spiritual position. That you have to know a little bit about. Just like it mentions in the Srimad Bhagavatam. You hear from and serve advanced devotees. You associate with and share Krishna consciousness with equals, and you give mercy to those who are in a lesser position. So if you follow that, then you are following the whole process of proper behavior. That's mentioned. And if you do that, you have no material sufferings at all, completely free from material suffering. If you follow that simple formula.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Devotees, we still have His Holiness here. If you have any questions, comments, realization. We have Himangi Mataji. Would you like to go ahead, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Please accept my humble obeisances. You had mentioned in the class that if we contemplate in our minds that I can't make it in this life, then Krishna knows and he's going to recalculate all your calculations. So how to get this conviction, at least this is for myself, that I can make it in this life, considering that I started it very late, the process very late in my life.
Well, we should think it's only by the mercy of Guru and Krishna that I can qualify myself and attain to the process of pure devotional service. But then one has to make the effort to receive that mercy. Therefore, one has to follow the process. One has to chant Hare Krishna and avoid offenses. One has to associate with and serve devotees and not find fault with devotees. One has to hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam and try to understand it, ask questions based on the knowledge you receive for clarification, and learn how to apply that knowledge in your day-to-day life. One should eat only prasadam cooked by devotees who are following the process of Krishna consciousness. In other words, they must be chanting 16 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles. So if you follow that, these are some of the absolute principles that we need to follow. Bhagavatam, association with devotees, prasadam, chanting the holy names, all of these has to be done in the way that one purifies themselves through these processes and not degrades themselves at the same time. We should chant, but we should chant without offense. Therefore, we have to work on offenseless chanting. Until we get to offenseless chanting, our chanting won't develop beyond a certain point. Oh, Hari Bol. I'll be there in a few minutes. So yeah. Mataji, was that okay? Hey, Mangi?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Maharaj, do you have still more time, a little bit, to take one last question or so?
Yeah, we got another hand up.
Okay, Siddhakar Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was a nice discussion. Actually, I had a similar question on what Himangi Mataji has asked, and you tried to clarify that all we need to follow all these rituals and 16 rounds, other thing. Correct me, because I'm not 100% have a good knowledge about this one. But what I learned or what I heard from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, even from the scriptures, 7 days or even I think 2 days also you can reach Godhead. So is it not to be on a positive side that yes, we can reach God within 7 days?
Well, there's no such thing. In other words, you can reach God in 1 second, or you can take 700 years. It depends on the quality of your bhakti.
Yeah, because
To
frankly,
put a time on it doesn't really describe the process at all. The process works according to the execution of the devotee. Just like if you chant once purely, look what happened to Ajamil. Ajamil, he chanted Nambas, wasn't even Nam Sudanam, it was Namabas. And he rid himself of all the reactions, of all sinful activities that he had committed for his whole life, simply by that one chanting of the name of Narayan. So that's an example of how the process works. But we could be chanting and following the process, but if we're not following properly or if we're committing offenses, then it'll take forever until we get over these offenses, these wrong ways of approaching the absolute process. So to put a time limit on it or a time factor on it really doesn't describe it at all. I'm simply repeating Srila Prabhupada. He said it could happen in 1 second or it could not happen in hundreds of lifetimes. Depends on the person.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. On the similar subject, maybe you can correct me, Guru Maharaj. I am thinking that I just have to do the service. I don't need to worry about whether I go to Godhead or not Godhead in this life or life that life. Is this my understanding or my
Yeah,
stand?
that's pure devotional service.
Because that's what I learned from Bhagavad Gita, the 6 principles of surrender.
Yeah.
That you just don't worry about the outcome. You just do the things he says, right? So I
Right.
just do my chanting, whatever I do, my thing.
Yeah,
Is it
Krishna will,
okay?
don't worry. Krishna will take care of you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Because
You
I
don't-
don't know much about the spiritual knowledge, but I just only know this. Just do it. That's it. And he will take care. This is what I thought. And thank you for clarifying
Yeah.
me and my spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. What does Lord Chaitanya say? Na danam, na janam, na sundaram kavitam vajagati shakamboye manma janmani janmani ishvare bhavatad bhaktir haituki tue. He doesn't talk about going back home, back to Godhead. He says, just give me devotional service life after life. That's all. That's my happiness. That's my success.
Okay, thank you so much for keeping my spirit high. Another maybe stupid question on the same subject. I had this in my mind. I don't know whether I should ask, but I will try to ask you. What is the position? Okay, we go to back to the Godhead, right? So, what does the soul do after reaching the God's head or the God's plan or Golo?
The same thing you do here. Serve the Lord.
Exactly. Yeah. So why we should be? That's what I was just trying to make my understanding. So we should not be really worried whether we look to Golok or we be here, as long as we are doing a pure service, right?
That's pure devotional service because when you're engaged in pure devotional service, you're on the spiritual platform. Although you're still in the material world, your consciousness is not in the material world. Your body is. That's all. Your consciousness is on the spiritual platform. But when you go back to the Godhead, then you're in the atmosphere of pure spiritual energy. Then there's no more falling down again.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, thank you so much for answering all the questions. I had a little request from one of the Matajis. She just wrote to me that, what's her name? Mataji. Rasa Vilasini Mataji. She was requesting, if you have any time, if you would like to share something, as it's the 72nd appearance day of Indra Prabhu.
Mm-hmm. Well,
If you have like couple of minutes, otherwise we will totally understand.
Let me see here. Okay, give me a minute here. Okay. see here. Yeah, you're going to have to teach me how to do share screen.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So you're a co-host, and right below there's a green arrow with the share wording on it. Do you see it on your screen, Maharaj?
Let's see, I'll get to it. Let me find what I'm trying to put up first. Let's see here. Okay, I found it. Now I bring it up first and then I go for share screen.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, I'm clicking on it. And then I have to stop it. Okay, now. All right, so where do I go? I have to go back to Zoom meeting.
Yes, in Zoom, we have our unmute button and the video button. So it should be.
Where do I go for the share screen now? Let me see, I'll find it.
It's the
Share,
fifth
okay, we got
icon
it.
from the left.
I got it.
Yes.
But I have to put in the audio too. So how do you do that?
Maharaj, is this a YouTube video?
I'm not sure.
Maharaj, you can just read couple of lines to us. It's okay if it's
It's
not.
short. It's short. I think we're all ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I hit
So
share.
if you want to share the audio, either you can just unmute yourself and keep yourself unmuted. Sometimes the audio will come like that.
Just give me answer my questions. It's easier. Now I'm all ready to go. Share sound. The video is ready to go. What do I hit now to play? Share? The
Yes.
share button?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go for it. I'm not getting any sound, is that?
Without having attachment to Krishna,
we have got the sound.
How can we begin to identify with, sympathize with,
yes, Guru
understand?
Maharaj, we can hear you. I mean, we can hear the clip.
Moods of the Brajvasis in their anguish and feelings of separation from Krishna. And for that, there's every need to augment, to increase the quality of our chanting of the holy name of Krishna as our only bhajan.
Can you hear it?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
It is our only real bhajan. Of all the angas of devotional service, Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name of Krishna congregationally, is the supreme, most important, most powerful of the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. It is Kirtanam, which is inclusive of all the angas of devotional service. It is Kirtan, and not just any kirtan, of all varieties of kirtan. It is Nam Kirtan, which is of paramount importance. It is Nam Kirtan because everything is within Nam. Nam is everything. If you can know Nam, then you can know everything. Yasmin eva vigate, sarvam eva vigatam bhavanti. If you know Krishna, if you know Krishna Nam, and to know Krishna truth, so bhakti, It is only by pure devotion that Krishna is known in truth, that Krishna Nam is known in truth. And if you know Krishna Nam, then you know everything. If you have Krishna Nam, then you have everything. And you have nothing more to desire or to be gained. So how important it is that we should focus on this principle. Don't let the day go by without making every effort
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for sharing this very potent video. It was very heart-touching. Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj can share with all of us.
Yeah. Stop share screening. Let's see here. Stop share. Okay. Did you like that? It was good?
Yes, it was wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you so much for sharing with all of us. It was heart-touching. It was so good. I know, Maharaj, you have another commitment. I was hearing you need to go. Is there any last-minute questions, or we can end the call?
We can end here.
We can end here. Okay, let's offer our obeisances to His Holiness. Vancha
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.
His Holiness Chandramauli.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna.
Nityananda. Thank you so much, dear devotees.
Thank you very much.